I'm gonna be using my phone for the questions and stuff like that. So
should I use my phone for the answers? I can figure it out.
Yeah, I like to put that as the disclaimer because I don't want to be one of those people that looks rude, like I'm in my phone while the person's answering a question and stuff like that. No.
Man, this is nice. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Congratulations. You made it back, man.
Yeah, I made it back. But I mean, when you look at my setup, it's like a $200 camera. And here you got lights and you got mics and headphones and all these other accessories that I normally don't use when I'm filming.
Well, okay, let's even because I want to just keep an open conversation. We don't have to get stringent interview. Like when you're doing content, like I know for you do travel vlogging.
Right.
But you do interviews with people.
Right.
Okay, so can you get me through some of the technical processes of that? Like, are you using like the lapel mics?
No, nothing at all. Just my handheld camera. Not much.
No boom mic?
No, nothing at all.
Wow. Man, you get a pretty good audio.
I like the simplicity of just being able just to like one camera, don't have to worry if the battery is on, if I've switched, as you said, I don't know if the camera was rolling, but you want to make this enjoyable. I want to dummy it down as simple as possible.
Yeah.
Camera in the face, hit record and start talking.
Yeah, that's how it is with me, man. Like I got my camera rolling here.
Yeah, you got it set up like this. It was quick.
You know what I mean? I want to make sure that I'm not thinking about it too much while I'm creating the content.
Agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? Do you ever get help? Like I know you do a lot of traveling by yourself when it comes to the travel vlogging.
Yeah.
But you ever travel with somebody and like have a cameraman with you?
No.
Have you ever thought about it?
Man, the number one reason is I go to dangerous places.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one thing like to worry about yourself and your own safety. But can you imagine I bring somebody along and something happens to them?
Oh, man.
It would be weighing on my mind. So it has happened before where a friend was like, hey, I want to get into YouTube. Let me come with you just to watch. And I was a nervous wreck the whole time. And he made sure to tell me when I was bringing him into the dangerous neighborhoods, he's like, Chris, are you telling me this is what you do all the time? I'm like, yeah, this is what I do. He's like, I never want to do this again.
You want it to come, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so let's get into it, man. You know what I'm saying? We're back at it. Over here, it's your boy Friday, Ricky Dread, here with another interview, another conversation for your head top. Before I get into it, I want to give a quick salute to the sponsors, as usual.
For sure.
Big salute to the sponsors, Diamond Club. They got delivery of some of the loudest loud across the GTA and across Canada. Make sure to hit them up on their Instagram page, DiamondClub_Canada. And you can use the code WeLoveHipHop and get yourself a little discount. Also, if you need some of that blem, courtesy of Steamin' Hot Grabba. I'm almost out of my Grabba shaker over here. But hit up Steamin' Hot Grabba if you need any Grabba, all different types of Grabba flavors, anything you need. Instagram page is Steamin' Hot Grabba, and you could also use the code WeLoveHipHop. We had a conversation not too long ago when I really think about it, but we had to do it electronically.
Right.
You know what I mean? Through StreamYard, Zoom, all that good shit. And now I'm able to see this gentleman in person because there has been a turn of events. So, as people were hearing, for the people in the audio audience and people in the viewing audience can see now, we have Christmas lists in the motherfucking building in person. So talk to me, fam. Get me through that process of how you got from Trinidad, where you were in a situation with, a legal situation.
Murder, there's attempted murder, there's sedition. So it's the third worst charge you can get in this country.
You were locked up over there. Can you re-explain what they had you on charges for over there?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first and foremost, when I went to Trinidad, for those that are not aware, Trinidad's going through some real big gang wars right now.
Yeah.
And when I travel to a country, I try to keep an open mind as to what I'm going to get myself into. And I look for content. So normally I call it just walking and talking.
Mm-hmm.
So day one, I get out and just start walking and talking. And I come into a Rasta neighborhood. I don't recall what number. They go by numbers. It's a numbers gang, right? Okay. It's one number versus the next number. So by day three, I'm filming in the worst of the worst neighborhoods. And people are showing me their guns. And me as a camera guy, my first thing is before the camera comes out, it's English speaking language, Trinidad, right? I'm like, are you sure you want to come on camera with no mask?
Yeah.
You don't want to cover yourself up? And they're like, nah, we're in war. I don't need no mask. I'm like, man, I don't feel comfortable filming this.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, film it. So I film it. and I upload it, and I become fairly popular in Trinidad because I'm bringing the camera into places where nobody has been. Unless you're from that neighborhood, you've never been in that neighborhood, right? And even for the people that do live in that neighborhood, they could never go to the next neighborhood. So basically, I went to like the 15 worst hoods, back to back to back solo, to interview the people. And what I say is like I give a voice to those that are not often heard.
Right.
And the government didn't like that. Showing the world, I guess, all of the dirt that's happening in Trinidad. But the people of Trinidad loved it.
Yeah.
They're like, the world needs to see what we go through on a daily basis. Even military and police would stop me in the street to take pictures with me and be like, even police officers, like, now my family knows what we're up against. You know, we got a little pistol and these guys got fully automatic big guns, right? So somewhere in between there, I was like a day away from leaving, and I got a knock on the door. 4 officers came in to confiscate everything that I have, and they placed me under arrest. Initially, the charges were all gang-related charges, like very, very tough charges. Like, for example, aiding and abetting a gang, profiting off a gang, working without a work permit, and like 3 or 4 other gang-related promotion of a gang, or a lot of gang charges.
Oh, okay. Let's stop there for a quick second. I want to unpack that. Right. The gang charges, are they trying to say because you're filming or you're able to get access that you must be down with the gangs?
Initially, yes.
That's crazy.
I've never been to the country before. I know nobody in the country.
Saying.
I've been there, you know, walking into, but the craziest thing is I'm the easiest man to read because every single day I upload a video. So you see what I've done that day.
Yeah.
If I was hiding it, I would have gone back to Canada or a different country and uploaded the videos.
And then they also can see other videos, like if like they're a law enforcement person that's looking at your stuff and trying to find a case. Yeah. They can see, wait a minute, you go everywhere. Right. So this is not a Trinidad specific thing.
No. So after a day or two of questioning in regards to the initial charges, they realized they couldn't stick any of those charges on me. So they threw me a harsher offense of sedition.
That's the one that we spoke about before. Sedition is like one of the craziest charges.
Right. So they removed everything else. Every other offense that they charged me with was removed, and they hit me with sedition. In Trinidad, there's like murder, attempted murder, then sedition is the 3rd worst. Yeah. So it might look better on paper. I think it's better having 1 charge opposed to having 7 or 8 charges. But nevertheless, it's a very harsh offense. And there is 2 years sentence that's accompanied with being convicted of this crime.
Max sentence of 2 years or minimum?
Max sentence. Okay. The good news is the law itself was written over 100 years ago. Right. There's only been 3 people charged in Trinidad. I'm the first tourist, we'll say, and nobody's ever been convicted.
Okay. So that happened.
Yes.
But you're here. And I seen the process as far as like on Instagram, or not the process, but I seen like the different, you know, you're getting your passport back and different things, and you know, you're back over here. So how did that come to fruition?
Yeah, well, for those that don't know, like sedition, I didn't know what sedition was. Like, I'm asking the police, what does that mean? The idea is that they believe that I came to Trinidad with the intention to make the country look bad, and I published content specifically for that manner. So what they have to prove is that not only did I come with a pretext of making Trinidad look bad, that I also told the people in my video what to say. Right. Which is just so ridiculous. So, I mean, that's why I'm confident. But during the process, I spent 7 days in jail due to a long weekend. There was no judge available. Once I finally got bail, part of the bail conditions were they took away my passport and my ability to leave. Right. So then I had to go to court. So I went to court like 3 or 4 times requesting to get my passport back. And they were denied. I won't say they were denied. They were pushed back until one judge finally said, yes, you can have your passport back. Now you got to return next week. So I got to return back.
Also, there's one thing also that I'm missing here. Yeah. They held you for 7 days. When they let you go, did they like make you, like, did they give you a condition, like a bail condition?
Yeah. The one condition was signing in once a week to the police station. Another one, I had to reside at my surety's house.
Okay, so they gave you an assurity. They didn't give you a monetary bail.
Yeah, it was 100,000 bail as well. Yeah. Yeah, and because I'm not
take
there,
my glasses off for that one
and
right
I don't own property there, so they want the full amount. Like I believe in Canada, it's a certain percent,
10%
you're paying.
Yeah.
So it's not 100,000 Canadian; it's 100,000 TT, which is about
okay.
I think it's like 25,000 US or something like that. So
which is still kind of hefty.
If you compare it to the people I was in jail with, people that were there for attempted murder, getting 5,000 TT and then paying 10% of 5,000, it was crazy, right?
Wait a minute, hold on. They had you on 100,000 TT, but there's people in there for attempted murder for 5,000 TT. 5,000. Make that make sense to me, dog.
I'll tell you something even crazier. Everybody gets bail in Trinidad. Everybody. There's not one offense. Presuming that you have the bail money to get out, you're out. Even if you got arrested the week before, you're out. There's not enough room in the system to keep you.
Right.
So everybody's out.
Interesting. And kind of crooked at the same time.
Right. And they were looking for every reason to deny me. I understand the Crown's job is to keep you in. But I mean, come on. I have no criminal record anywhere in the world. They pulled my Interpol to see I've never been arrested. Like I'm not, like you said, if you look at my resume online, I didn't come there with ill intention. And not every one of my videos was a gang related videos. I did a peace march for the mothers that lost their children to murder. I did all the regular traditional stuff too. I guess just people always think about the guns. The shiny objects is what most people are excited by. Yeah.
So it must have been, well, actually, before we even get to you getting here. So let's get to them getting your passport back and everything. So like, take me through there.
Yeah. So on my final hearing, I had one opportunity left to apply for the bail condition change that would allow me to travel home. Now, if I did not get that, I would have to wait 180 days to reapply. So I would have been stuck there. And during this whole process, I was stuck there 2 months during this whole, whatever you want to call it, ordeal. So the final, they allowed me to leave. My lawyer wanted me to be able to stay in Canada or continue to travel like I normally do, because everything is electronic in Trinidad. You don't go to court. It's all by webcam anyway. But they denied me. Like it's mandatory that I come back for court next week.
Okay.
And if I don't show up, I'm going to be convicted of this crime.
So you got to go back to Trinidad.
Yeah. Even though it's not a trial, it's only like a 5 to 10 minute. Very quick, brief appearance. The trial itself could be 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, but they still want me coming back for every 5-minute appearance. I'm confident the reason that I was thrown or given this charge is like a slap on the hand. Like, we don't appreciate what you did. Now let me put you through some nonsense.
It's weird when it comes to like countries and policies and like just, especially tourist places. I would imagine in their mind, they want to make sure that Trinidad looks as appetizing as a country to go to.
Yeah.
So when you start seeing shit like a bunch of gangs and guns and stuff, like I'm familiar because I'm Caribbean. Like I have family in Barbados and stuff, and they talk about, I'm hearing it's bad in Trinidad, but unless you actually see it, nobody really knows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure some of these guys are like, no, we can't expose this. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it doesn't mean that.
But on their daily news, every day there's 10 murders, right? It's just that they're only showing that to the people of Trinidad.
Exactly.
Right. So now when I'm going and talking to a guy that has a gun that's probably killed some people, and he's saying the reason he's doing these crimes is because there's no opportunity for him, that makes the government look bad.
Yeah. So you came back home, right?
Yeah.
How did it feel getting back on Canadian
soil? No.
Big salute to the sponsors, Diamond Club, with delivery all over the GTA and now all across Canada. They got the best selection of flour, edibles, and pens, and all types of goodies that you need. You can find them on their Instagram page, DiamondClub_Canada, or you can find them on the 7 Days of Weed app, as well as the Leafy Things app. Let them know that you heard about them through the We Love Hip Hop Network, and they may give you a discount. Big salute to Diamond Club. Cheer!
Felt amazing. It's during there was, being in jail, first of all, and being in a Trinidad jail. Every crime there, look, I've never been to jail in Canada. So, but I mean, the people I know that have been arrested in Canada, it's like shoplifting or like getting drunk and getting in a fight. But I mean, in Trinidad, it's like very high percentage murder, attempted murder, gun. Everybody's a gun related charge. There's no like little little infractions or whatever you want to say. There's no shoplifters in jail.
Mm-hmm.
They're all there for a reason. So I definitely say it's a hard place to stay. Very small, no beds, just concrete. And some days the room has 3 people, and some days the room has 18 people.
Jesus.
And there they don't care what number or what gang you're in. Everybody is put together. There's no, oh, you're in one gang, let me put you in one side. So I mean, yeah, it's a rough, aggressive place. There's no doubt.
Before I get back to getting back home, as somebody who's been inside and I've seen a lot of jail fights, like when I was inside, I was in the Don jail when it used to be open, and they used to call that place Gladiator School. Did you see anybody swap out over there in the jails? No?
And I'll tell you, I think it's because I was there. Because everybody that came in, no matter what number they were in, I was like the celebrity. Everybody knew who I was, right? So it's like they want to talk to me. They want to know more about what I do. And because I met a lot of the big artists from different neighborhoods as well, they want to know more. You know, like in Trinidad, when you meet like K-Man, Six, or Plumpy Boss, or any of these big guys, it's equivalent to being in Toronto and meeting a Drake. Like they're huge stars to them. So I think that me being there diffused a lot of situations.
But you're meeting big artists in jail too?
No, not in jail, but prior to jail.
Oh, prior. Yeah. Okay. Because I know that's a problem over here.
Yeah. Well, me going to the neighborhoods was the first goal, but also getting the biggest artists from that neighborhood to talk. So that happened as well. So that really helped me.
Okay, so let's fast forward back over to getting back onto Canadian soil. I'm sure, you know, the wife and kids are super happy.
Yeah, me too.
Right? Like, even like when it comes to going on trips and like, what's it like before you leave, man? I'm sure everybody's super worried because this has been the most has happened on this trip.
Yeah.
But we've, on our other conversations, you've gone to Haiti, you've gone to some wild places and seen some wild things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the family's super concerned before you leave.
I don't know. Are you? I don't know. I'm used to it. I've been doing this a lot. Like, YouTube is new, relatively new, 3 years. But I've been traveling like this. We've been married almost 20 years. Nice. We've been together 20 years. I've been traveling like this well before for the whole 20 years.
Yeah.
So like for me, myself, do I like build up some courage to do it? No, it just feels like a regular day. I don't think about it.
Yeah. Where do you think the travel vlogging is going in the future? Big salute to Steamin' Hot Grabba with a variety of different grabba flavors and dispensers. They got red rose grabba, that red herring grabba, and peanut butter. Hit them up on their Instagram page, Steamin' Hot Grabba, and use the code welovehiphop and receive a discount on your order. Again, you can find them on Instagram, Steamin' Hot Grabba. Now let's get back to the show. Cheer.
It's so tough, you know, because I'm my biggest critic. And I see both sides and all sides of every argument. And there's one argument that says, Chris, you're driving a fancy car and then you're going to poor neighborhoods to exploit the people. I go to neighborhoods, like, to me as a traveler, I go to neighborhoods, I show people respect and I give them the opportunity to talk. I don't make any enormous, you're a content creator, I don't make any enormous amount of money.
Yeah.
So the travel world, to answer the question, is like, I definitely see some of my counterparts really exploiting. Like, they'll go to a country for one day, they'll film, they'll be hated by the country, they'll leave and they'll never go back. And they'll talk negatively about the country. I don't find that I do any of that. Like, to me, when I go to a country, I love the country.
Yeah.
I do try to show all sides again. But what stands out most is always going to be the guns and the gangs. Look, my biggest viewed videos, all of them have gangs and guns in the thumbnail. More people are going to be encouraged to get to this whole thing where they get to travel for a living. I just hope a lot of people do it authentically.
Yeah.
What their intention is not just to make as much money and leave. Like, my number one rule when I leave a country, I don't want to be hated.
Yeah.
I don't want people to, like, in the street to be like, oh, look at that guy. You know what I'm saying?
He came here and he used us. Yeah. So, like, even what are your thoughts on some of these videos? Can you tell the difference between, for example, with Arab, right? He had the video of him getting kidnapped in Haiti.
Yeah.
And then we found out later that could be fake.
It's definitely not fake. 100%.
It wasn't fake?
No, it's 100%. It's real. I know, like, the guy he was with was my guide in Haiti as well. So we're very good friends. So he would never, he wouldn't risk his life and livelihood for that. There's no no benefit. So it definitely wasn't fake.
Do you watch other travel blog channels or
Once in a
other
while.
people
I know
who
a
are in
lot
the
of
game?
them. I know a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And even through like the 6 degrees of separation, if I haven't met them, I definitely know somebody that knows them. So I have favorites that are authentic, and then I know which ones are doing it just to make a buck in and out.
Yeah. Even with countries like you've gone to like 148 countries,
28 now.
128 countries. Policy changes and things that you've seen over the years.
Yeah.
Right. Give me like certain countries that you were planning to go to, and then you seen like a government policy change, and you're like, oh, I can't even go there anymore.
Nah, man, nothing phases me at all. North Korea is the only country in the world still closed because of COVID. So it's closed down. So it's not by choice.
Yeah.
Man, I like the challenges, getting arrested and harassed by police. That comes with the territory of what we do as travelers. Because, for an outsider watching my videos, they're like, oh, this guy, because I did get not arrested, but I got detained in Cuba for 2 weeks in a jail cell. And people will look like, oh, is this guy going to get arrested again? You really don't understand like travel. The travel that I do involves police payouts, or going to jail or being detained. Like this shit just happens.
Yeah.
So it's nothing that like I plan for. If you're going to go to jail, you want to wear like clean underwear. What more can you do to plan for it?
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens, right?
What happened in Cuba that you got arrested?
Flying a drone.
Really?
Like when drones came out about 10 years ago, I was like the first guy to go and run and get a big flashy drone. And I was traveling country to country with this drone before YouTube. So I wasn't doing anything with the footage.
Right.
The first day I flew it, and the military came up and they were so happy. They were taking pictures with their little flip phones of my drone flying. But the second day I got a little bit more confidence, and I was flying through the Havana, and I got detained for espionage.
Yeah.
Because they had never seen a drone before. I guess they presumed that you'd have to be like a real undercover spy to be able to have this kind of technology. So after 2 weeks, they released me. No charge, no judge, nothing. It took them 2 weeks to do an investigation. They looked at my footage. They said, there's nothing there that I could have used negatively. So they released me, and I was free. I was back in Cuba like last week. So I have no charges against me.
Yeah. Nah, man, it must be crazy. Like, have you ever gone to a resort, man?
It's been a long time.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of these countries have actual resorts.
I'd be bored. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. There's only so much sleeping on a beach one can do.
Yeah.
Not me, at least not me. No disrespect to the others that like to do that.
And one thing that we spoke about in the last conversation, like, that really like stuck with me is the mud pies.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what country? You were in Haiti. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Where's the mud pie part? Right here?
Yeah. Look, I'm eating. That's the woman in her house. But if you go back a little bit left, there you go. I'm eating the cookie. This is her house. So these are all bullet holes.
Because of the shooting.
And 8 of them live under the bed because the shootings at night. So her and her 8 children. If you go back to the left a little bit, you'll see. Somebody said copyright. No, there's no copyright. Don't worry about that. It's my video. But if you
we're doing a reaction. It's
keep going to the left even more, like earlier in the video.
They're very dry.
You taste the butter?
See, I'm eating the cookie, but if you go a little bit more, it will show you how she makes. There, she's making the mud cookies.
Oh, she fixed
It's
mine.
just mud.
She didn't.
this is just mud.
Just mud with butter and like the dirty water. Yeah.
What other like strange foods that you give me another one?
Man, so like I was in South Sudan about 6 months ago. We ate rat. We caught rat.
Whoa.
Ate rat.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
let me shake that one off.
You see, the South Sudanese are gonna hate me. It's weird. Not everybody in South Sudan eats rat, but there's definitely people that eat rat. So when I was there and they're catching rat, I'm like, let me catch rat and eat rat. One of my rules to thumb is like, if you invite me to dinner, no matter where you are in the world, I'm eating what you're eating.
You try a thing.
I got to try it.
Yeah.
How disrespectful you're eating rat and I'm going to go find a goat to eat and I'm going to eat what you eat. You invited me over. So in South Sudan, we ate some rat.
Break it down. How was it cooked and how did it taste?
Yeah, there's not much meat. They're very small rats. Toronto rats. It's funny. We saw a rat yesterday. We were walking through the park and saw a rat. They're bigger in Toronto, but I mean, they're in South Sudan. They're fairly small. Just barbecue. Take the insides out, burn the flesh so the hair falls off, and cook in a little sauce. Didn't taste bad, but not much really to it. But if you have enough of them, I guess it will get you through the day. You see, a lot of these countries, these people are not eating for the taste; they're eating for survival. They need some protein, to get through the day. So, I mean. Snake, I've eaten cobra, I've eaten guinea pig, kangaroo, camel tastes really, really good. Not a lot of people in the Middle East and parts of Africa, camel's pretty big. But I mean, the mud pies were probably the worst thing because it's not really edible. It's not meant to be eaten.
Yeah. We got to stop on camel for a second, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of the huge monstrosity of what a camel is. Have you ever go hunting in any of these countries?
No, because I'm not a hunter. Like I've never shot at an animal. I like fishing and eating seafood, but I've never killed an animal before.
Have you ever seen that in action? Like, okay, we're gonna take down the animal that we're gonna be eating tonight, and you get to witness that shit.
No, I don't think. Only like
a camel wrangling or something.
No, because it wouldn't be wild. But I mean, yeah, I've been to the place where they sell the camels and where they pick which ones they're going to eat. So I've done, but I mean, in Africa hunting or something like, no, I've never done that other than the rat. We caught the rats together. Before we ate them. Yeah.
Oh man. Anytime like you mention something else in these travels, it sparks another question. Cause like, I'm like thinking like, is it like rat traps? Are you guys like,
no, by hand. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, you lift something up from the ground and they'll like run in different directions. So
yeah.
You normally got a bunch of people waiting to pounce on them.
Oh man, you got my.
And what an experience like this to me is why I do what I do. Because when I get a culture shock of going to, and I'm always respectful. I'm never like, oh, that's disgusting. I'm like, man,
like my
let me
dumb
get
ass.
involved. Let me get involved. Let me try this out.
Yeah.
And you live once, right? You live like. To them, it's every day. But to us, it's like, ew. But I mean, that's the fun part for me for traveling.
Yeah.
And now YouTube allows me to share with an audience. It's incredible. The feeling is incredible knowing, because I've only been doing this 3 years. So I feel like I'm a late bloomer to the game.
3 years for
3
real?
years, yeah. My first upload was for the Travel Channel 3 years ago, yeah.
Wow. When I really think about it, it feels like it's longer just because of the amount of countries that you've gone to.
Yeah.
Right? You said you got like 77 left that you're trying to hit.
Yeah, there's 197. And I still want to go back because there's a lot I visited before I had a camera. And I feel like I'm getting better. So like I want to go back to countries that I felt like I wasn't really good with the camera.
Yeah. Do you ever see yourself doing like a huge television production?
Man, I don't know. I like the whole thought of, there's my counterpart that's a lot bigger than me is like Ross Kemp is like the famous guy that would go into hoods.
I used to love watching Ross Kemp
But
videos.
You got to think like he traveled with 16 people. How authentic are the conversations if you got like 2 lighting guys, 1 mic guy with a boom? And like, to me, what I like about mine, and by no means am I saying mine's better because Ross Kemp is something I used to watch and love as well. But I like the authenticity of just going into a neighborhood. They don't even know I'm coming. They don't know who I am. They don't know what my resume is, and having a real conversation. I don't even ask for permission. I have my camera up and that's my permission. You start talking to me.
Yeah.
We've just signed a contract that I'm filming. It's not like, hey, can I set up a meeting with you tomorrow at 2:00 and we're going to talk about A, B, and C. I like there's a fluid flow of just talking with the camera.
Have you ever been approached by any of the companies, like the television companies, like a Netflix or something?
No, I got a message from a director on Netflix saying like, if you ever want to put together like a proper demo to pitch, because the idea is there, the authenticity is there. But I'm a realist. I know I'm not at that point. I really want to get better at the craft of creating content. So I don't have no schooling. Like I still edit my videos myself on iMovie, the very basics of basics.
Yeah.
here's the whole thing with YouTube. And for myself, when I started late, I looked at this as a business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what can I bring to the table that nobody else can bring to the table? Because there's a bunch of YouTubers, a bunch of travelers.
Yeah.
So I wrote down, I'm fearless. Okay. People don't scare me. So I will sit down with gang members with guns. It doesn't affect me at all. That's something I can bring to the table. I like to travel and I have a Canadian passport.
Mm-hmm.
That's something a lot of people don't have. I have friends in South Sudan now or Africa. Their ability to travel is like so minute compared to me, where I can just get in a plane and I can be somewhere.
Yeah.
This time tomorrow, I can be anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So that's an advantage. So I want to learn more, man. I want to, you put out a lot of content and hopefully you're similar to me. It's like we look at our work and we're like, how can we get better?
Mm-hmm.
How can we make this more interesting?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel at some point in my career, if we'll call it that, down the road, I should be at a point where I'm like ready to really sit down with like a network and be like, let me be the first one-man cameraman. I don't want no production. I definitely need an editor. And I just hit the road and make content happen.
I definitely think it can happen. Like I had a conversation with Shad K, the artist. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Yeah, I heard of him.
Legendary Canadian rapper. And he was doing the show Hip Hop Evolutions, okay, Netflix show. And what he was telling me behind the scenes, or what happens behind the scenes, is only him and like 2 other guys that would pop up.
Right.
And the production for that show was amazing, especially the post-production when they would show like a lot of the animation and stuff like that. Amazing. But in my mind, I thought it was him and 12, 16 guys that were pulling up. It was only him and 2 guys. So you'll be surprised on how highly produced something can happen. Yeah. With just 1 to 2 people. Yeah. Not even a team. Just you can be by yourself, have a really small but very high grade 4K camera with amazing audio. Maybe they throw a boom on top of that. And then you just send that into your editor and that's on Netflix.
Yeah. They make some magic happen. No doubt.
Yeah.
I got some big friends in this game right now. 5 million, 8 million, 10 million subscribers. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them, it's like 2 or 3 of them max. And they're putting out weekly content, good content, high grade content. So undoubtedly it's true. It can happen.
Yeah, man.
But I'm not ready. Like to me, I'm still like very raw, and even the way I ask questions, I need to get better. I need to get better.
Who are you inspired by? Besides, Ross Kemp?
Yeah. Man, I'm just inspired by anybody doing it successfully. Financially successfully, because being a content creator is more than traveling. Like you're an entrepreneur, you got to pay all your bills, you got to schedule everything yourself. Mm-hmm. There is a lot to it. People that watch my content watch a finished video and have no idea how much effort is put into it. Sometimes I got to go to a neighborhood 5 times to meet a gang where they'll like, oh, something just happened, come back tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And I'll wear the same thing because I filmed half of it, but I want to come back and make it look like it was already. All, and then go back and then, something else happened. So, I mean, it's not always like as simple as just going and filming. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I completely lost what you were trying to say, I was trying to say, but
with just even with where this is going next and everything too, like where do you see yourself going next?
I don't know. Like to me, the practice, like the pre-game is 1 to 1 million subscribers. So I'm at like 355 or 60 or something now.
The pre-game is 1
to 1 million.
Okay.
Because when you hit 1 million, life changes. Life sponsorships change.
Yes.
Hotels free, airplanes free. Already now in a lot of the countries I go to, people know me, like Trinidad. Mm-hmm. They would be insulted if I take money at any restaurant. It's free. So it eliminates some of my expenses of traveling. But when you hit 1 million subscribers, every hotel will be free. Every Airbnb will be free. And that's when people really take you seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to me, the practice is from now to 1 million. Because for me, if you're a YouTuber and you're under 1 million, you haven't reached, like, even at 500,000 is a great number. We all want to get to that point. But I think 1 million is when the real game starts.
That's when you start getting into Mr. Beast territory.
Yeah, well, far from him, but
we want to stay away from that territory.
Up. There's definitely a step up.
Yeah. No, man, Christmas list in the building. I want to know, besides Trinidad that you have to go back to?
Yeah.
What's next on the itinerary?
Man, I really don't pre-plan. Well, I'll tell you now. I told my wife I had a few rum a couple nights ago, and I think I'm going to go to Haiti. I think from Trinidad, I'm going to go to Haiti.
Okay.
I have the opportunity to get the barbecue interview.
Whoa.
Yeah. And no YouTuber has gotten it.
At all.
So I had that opportunity last time I was there, but I was new to the game. When I went to Haiti, it was like one of my first real trips with a camera by myself. So now I feel more comfortable with even my approach, and the opportunity is there. So I was thinking from Trinidad to make the flight to Haiti. We'll see how it goes. But I don't really pre-plan after that. I really don't know. I like not knowing, man.
Yeah.
I like in a conversation right now, or I look on your wall, somebody wrote a country. I'm like, I got to go there.
Yeah.
Because even now I'm going to Trinidad this week. I haven't bought a ticket. I haven't even looked for a ticket yet. I like to just wait and say, okay, tomorrow I'm leaving, and that's that.
The spontaneity.
So no pre-plan. But knowing that, I mean, the whole world is a possibility. There's no off limits for it.
Yeah, just spin the globe, man.
Yeah.
I have one more question I have to ask you also. Can you give some advice to any people who are trying to get into this genre of YouTubing that you do?
Start for fun and practice. It's not going to happen right away. I know some, like if we use Mr. Beast as an example, it took him like over 1,000 videos to get his first 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So I find a lot of people quit too soon. But also I wouldn't go in over your head. Like if you're new to travel, I wouldn't be going to like Afghanistan or to Iraq unless that's like in your blood, like that's part of your heritage. Then it would be a wonderful place to go. But I think I look at things like step by step. I have like realistic expectations on where you can go and you're comfortable. Because even holding the camera and talking to the camera, it takes practice. Shit doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
I remember my first year, I was scared. I'd wait until nobody was around to lift it up, do a quick intro, and then put my camera back. Right. So you got to get over the hurdles of just like learning YouTube. Do it for fun. And a certain percentage of people after the fun will say, hey, if I put more effort, there's an opportunity to succeed. Because I met so many successful YouTubers that are making a lot of money, like really making a lot of money. So I think once I haven't touched them, but I mean, once I've been in their surroundings to see how much money they're making, man, it's an incredible goal. It's an incredible dream, but it's definitely one of the hardest jobs in the world. You can't sleep. Like I hate leaving my family to go on a trip, but I have to stay in a regular pattern or I fall off immediately. The algorithm will just lose track of you and all type of shit. So it's not for everyone. And I think most people don't put the thought into it. Like even getting up and getting here every day, like for you, right? So consistency wins, and it's hard work. It's not for everybody, but there are a lot of people getting very wealthy and successful and living out their dreams through this whole platform called YouTube. So I'd say try it out for sure. Yeah. Some jewelry right there.
It's an
addiction.
Christmas.
It's an addiction.
Yeah. Nah, man, some jewels from the man himself. Christmas list in the building. Before I get out of here, just another quick salute to the sponsors. Big salute to Diamond Club. Hit them up on their Instagram page, diamondclub_Canada. And big salute to Steamin' Hot Grabber. Hit them up on their Instagram page, Steamin' Hot Grabber. Christmas list in the building. We are off of this. Deuces.
We love hip hop.